7 objects found scattered across 7 different corners of the ancient world. And every single one of them breaks a rule it was never supposed to break. A bird that flies, 1,000 years before anyone invented flight. A book, written in a language that has never once been read. A city, resting underwater, older than history itself claims to be. None of them fit the story we were told about the ancient world. And by the end of this video, you will understand why historians still argue about every one of them. Mystery 1. The Dendera Light. Deep inside the Hathor Temple at Dendera, Egypt, carved into stone walls more than 2,000 years old, is an image that should not be there. A long, glowing tube, a coiled wire running through its center, and a base that looks remarkably like a socket. To modernize, it looks exactly like a light bulb. Egyptologists call it a symbolic depiction, a lotus flower giving birth to a serpent, representing creation myths. But others point out something strange. The temple itself has almost no soot marks on its ceilings. In a civilization that lit every space with oil torches, how were these deep chambers decorated so cleanly, with no trace of smoke above? No one has ever built a working replica that matches the ancient carving's exact function. The mainstream explanation may be correct, but the coincidence is hard to look away from. Mystery 2. The Voynich Manuscript. Locked away for centuries, then rediscovered in 1912. The Voynich Manuscript is a book that has defeated every codebreaker who has ever touched it. Over 200 pages, filled with flowing, elegant handwriting, in an alphabet that matches no known language on Earth. Strange plants that don't exist in nature, star charts with no matching constellations, women bathing in green liquid inside impossible plumbing systems. Carbon dating places the vellum at around the early 1400s. So this is not a modern hoax made for attention. Some of the finest minds in cryptography have tried to crack it, including code breakers from World War II. Every one of them walked away empty-handed. To this day, every page is freely available to view online, and the language inside it remains completely unread. Mystery 3. The Saqqara Bird. In 1898, inside an Egyptian tomb, archaeologists found a small wooden object shaped like a bird. For decades, it sat quietly in a museum drawer, labeled simply as a religious icon. Then, in the 1970s, an Egyptian doctor noticed something the others had missed. Its wings were not shaped like a bird's wings at all. They were shaped like an airplane's wings. A flat undersurface, a curved topside, the exact profile used to generate aerodynamic lift. Modern engineers built scale replicas, and they glided. Real gliding flight, from a design carved roughly 2,000 years before the Wright brothers were born. Skeptics argue it may only be a decorative bird or weather vane, but no one has explained why its wings were shaped this precisely, by accident. Mystery 4. The Stone Spheres of Costa Rica. Scattered through the jungles and river deltas of Costa Rica are hundreds of stone spheres. Some small enough to lift, others weighing as much as 16 tons, and they are almost perfectly round, a level of precision that is difficult to achieve even with modern tools. There are no written records explaining who carved them or why. The culture that made them left no name, no inscriptions, no answers. Theories range from status symbols to astronomical markers to alignments tracking the sun. But the truth is simpler and stranger than any theory. We genuinely do not know why an ancient people spent thousands of hours shaping solid stone into perfect spheres and then left them scattered across the land. Mystery 5. The Rongorongo Script. On the remote shores of Easter Island, wooden tablets were found, covered in rows of tiny, precise glyphs. Birds, fish, geometric shapes, human figures, arranged in careful, deliberate lines. It is one of the only writing systems ever developed in complete isolation from every other civilization on Earth. But by the time outsiders arrived to study it seriously, the population that once read it fluently had almost entirely vanished. Devastated by disease, conflict, and forced removal, the knowledge of how to read Rongorongo died with them. Today, fewer than 30 of these tablets survive, and not one of them has ever been fully translated. A written language, invented, perfected, and lost within the span of human memory. Mystery 6, the Phaistos Disc. In 1908, on the island of Crete, archaeologists uncovered a small clay disc, roughly the size of a dinner plate. Pressed into its surface in a tight spiral are 241 symbols. Stamped, not carved by hand, which means whoever made it had actual printing tools, more than 3,000 years before the printing press was invented in Europe. The strangest part is that only one of these discs has ever been found, anywhere in the world. No second example, no dictionary, no key. Dozens of scholars have proposed translations over the last century. Prayers, calendars, board games, even a solar hymn. None of them agree, none of them have been proven. A single object, using a technology centuries ahead of its time, and it remains the only one of its kind ever discovered. Mystery 7, the lost city of Dwarka. Off the coast of Gujarat, India, divers exploring the Gulf of Kambat detected something buried beneath the seafloor. Geometric structures, straight walls, street-like formations spread across a vast underwater area. Some researchers link the site to Dwarka, a city described in ancient Indian texts as the legendary home of Krishna. Sonar mapping revealed shapes consistent with an organized settlement, and material recovered from the site was linked to dates as old as 9,500 years. If that dating holds, it would place organized city building before Sumer, before Egypt, before any civilization currently recognized as the first. The findings remain debated. Many mainstream archaeologists urge caution about the dating methods used. But the questions the site raises have never fully gone away. What if the timeline we were taught, the neat, orderly beginning of civilization, isn't where the story actually starts? Which one of these do you think is the strangest? Let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Subscribe.